Hey guys, tonight we're diving into a story that's small but mighty, a tale of two simple sticks that changed how millions eat. Picture yourself in ancient China, standing by a lazy river, the air thick with the scent of sizzling vegetables and wood smoke. It's 1200 BC, the Shang dynasty, and life's no picnic unless you've got something to eat it with. You're about to meet a cook who's fed up with burning his fingers in scalding pots. Spoiler alert, you probably won't survive this era's cooking methods without a clever trick or two. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Drop a comment with your location and local time. I'm curious where you're chilling tonight. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You're standing in a small mud brick house nestled against the banks of the Yellow River. The water gurgles outside, a constant murmur under the chatter of a busy kitchen. A cook, let's call him Wei, is hunched over a clay pot, steam curling up like dragon's breath. His hands are calloused, knuckles red from dipping too close to the heat. Back then, folks used their fingers or crude spoons for eating, but hot food? That's a problem. Wei's not having it. He's got a pile of bamboo stalks by his side, leftovers from fixing the roof. You watch him snap two sticks, roughly the same length, and grip them like pincers. He plunges them into the pot, snags a piece of boiled yam, and pulls it out without a single singed fingertip. You can almost hear the crowd, okay, his family, gasp in awe. This is it, the birth of chopsticks, right here in this smoky little hut. The Shang dynasty, around 1200 BC, is when historians pen the first use of chopsticks in China. They weren't fancy, bamboo or wood, cheap and plentiful, but they were a game changer. Before this, you'd be scooping rice with your hands or maybe a carved bone spoon if you were fancy. Chopsticks were practical, born from necessity, not some emperor's whim. Wei's not thinking about history though. He's just happy to eat without cursing. You can imagine him smirking, twirling those sticks like he's invented fire. And in a way, he has. Fire you can hold. Now, here's a quirky tidbit. Some early chopsticks weren't just for food. Archaeologists have found bronze ones too, heavy for eating, likely used for rituals or poking at sacrificial offerings. Imagine Wei's neighbor, some shaman type, waving fancy metal sticks over a fire, trying to one-up the bamboo version. Historians still argue whether chopsticks started as kitchen tools or had a spiritual side first. Did Wei's practical hack inspire the priests, or was it the other way around? No one's sure, but you're standing here watching Wei juggle hot dumplings, and it's hard to believe this wasn't the spark. You glance around the hut. The floor's packed dirt, the walls streaked with soot. Wei's kids are staring wide-eyed as he passes them bits of food with his new trick. You can smell the charred bamboo, feel the heat from the pot. Life here is raw. Floods ruin crops, bronze weapons clash in distant wars, and yet this guy's just revolutionized dinner. It's not like he's patenting it, he's too busy eating. But word spreads fast. The neighbor peeks in, sees the sticks, and by next week, half the village is whittling their own. You're witnessing the start of something big, and it's not just about food, it's about ingenuity. One guy, one problem, two sticks. You try it, grabbing a pair from the pile. They're rough, splintery, but they work. You snag a piece of meat, pop it in your mouth, and grin. Not bad for 1200 BC. The river outside keeps flowing, indifferent to Wei's little victory, but you know this moment's gonna ripple out, farther than he could ever guess. You're tempted to tell him, dude, your bamboo sticks are gonna be a global icon someday. He'd probably laughed, thinking you're nuts. For now, he's just focused on not burning his hands. You lean against the wall, watching the firelight flicker, and wonder who else in this village will pick up those sticks tomorrow. Hey guys! Tonight we're slipping into a story about two humble sticks that flipped the script on eating. You're standing by a sluggish river in ancient China, the Shang dynasty, around 1200 BC. The air's heavy with the scent of steaming rice and crackling firewood. Life's tough here, floods, wars, and no takeout to save you. You're about to meet a cook who's done with scorching his fingers in boiling pots. Fair warning, you probably won't survive this era's kitchen chaos without some serious smarts. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Drop a comment with your location and local time. I'm curious where you're chilling tonight. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You're in a cramped, mud-walled house by the Yellow River's edge. The water outside hums, a low drone beneath the clatter of pots. A cook, let's call him Lee, hovers over a bubbling cauldron, steam rising like a ghost. His hands are rough, fingertips pink from too many close calls with hot broth. Back then, eating meant grabbing food with your hands, or maybe a flimsy wooden spoon. Hot stew? Good luck. Lee's had enough. You see him eyeing a stack of bamboo, scraps from patching a leaky roof. He snaps 2 sticks, about a foot long, and pinches them together. With a quick dip into the pot, he lifts a steaming chunk of potato unscathed. You can almost feel the room freeze, his wife and kids staring like he's just tamed a tiger. This, right here, is the dawn of chopsticks. Chopsticks first popped up in China around 1200 BC, crafted from bamboo or wood, cheap, sturdy, perfect. They were a practical fix, not some royal decree. Lee's not dreaming of fame, he's just stoked to eat without wincing. You can picture him chuckling, twirling those sticks like he's cracked life's code. And honestly, he kinda has. Those 2 sticks are about to change everything. Here's a weird tidbit. Early chopsticks weren't always for eating. Some were bronze, heavy and ornate, probably used for poking at ceremonial fires or offerings. Imagine Lee's buddy, the village mystic, waving shiny sticks at a ritual, trying to outdo the bamboo vibe. Historians still argue whether chopsticks were born in kitchens or temples. Did Lee's hack spark the spiritual trend, or did the priest's rituals trickle down to everyday meals? You're watching Lee maneuver a slippery piece of pork, and it's hard to believe this wasn't the real start. The hut's alive with small sounds, bamboo creaking, fire snapping, kids giggling as Lee hands them food with his new tool. The air smells of singed wood and savory broth. Life's harsh here. Floods wipe out fields, bronze swords clash in far-off battles. But Lee's just made dinner a little easier. You grab a pair of sticks from his pile, rough and splintery. You try it, snagging a bit of vegetable. It's tricky, but you get it to your mouth. Not terrible for a first try. The village will catch on fast. By next month, everyone's whittling their own pair, trading tips over rice bowls. You lean back, the river's murmur blending with the fire's glow. Lee's not thinking about legacy, but you know these sticks are going places. You want to nudge him and say, "Mate, your little invention's gonna outlast empires." He'd probably roll his eyes, too busy perfecting his grip. For now, you just watch, the warmth of the hut pulling you deeper into the moment. You're still by the Yellow River, the water's steady hum weaving through the village like a lullaby. The cook, Lee, is now the talk of the town. His bamboo sticks the hottest gossip since someone tamed a wild pig. You're watching this spark of genius spread, not just in this muddy hamlet, but far beyond, to places where rice paddies stretch under endless skies. Those 2 sticks are no longer just Lee's clever fix. They're reshaping how people eat, talk, and live across East Asia. You're about to see chopsticks hit the road, carried by traders, cooks, and curious neighbors, transforming tables from here to the horizon. It's a quiet revolution, but don't let that fool you. These sticks are about to conquer cultures. The village is buzzing. You wander through a cluster of houses, smoke curling from chimneys, and catch snippets of chatter. Lee's sticks, they call them, half laughing as they try them out. Someone drops a dumpling, curses softly, and tries again. It's not just about eating now, it's about mastery. You see a kid, barely 10, mimicking Lee's grip, determined to look cool in front of his friends. By the next season, these sticks are no longer a novelty. They're essential. Traders passing through, their carts creaking under stacks of bronze and pottery, notice the villagers' new trick. They're intrigued. You watch one, a wiry man with a sun-creased face, barter for a pair of bamboo sticks to take home. He's headed east, toward what we'd now call Korea and Japan. Those sticks are hitching a ride. Chopsticks spread across East Asia between 1200 BC and the early centuries AD, carried by trade routes and wandering cooks. By the Han Dynasty, around 200 BC, they're common in China, and soon after, they're popping up in Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. Bamboo's still the go-to, light, cheap, and everywhere. You're walking with that trader now, his cart rattling along a dusty path. He stops at a roadside stall, pulls out his chopsticks, and eats a bowl of millet porridge like it's no big deal. The stall owner, curious, asks to try. By the time the trader moves on, the stall's got its own pair, whittled from a nearby grove. It's viral, 1200 BC style. No TikTok needed. Here's a quirky bit. Early chopsticks weren't always for everyone. In some places, only the elite used them, while peasants stuck to spoons or hands. Imagine a snooty noble in ancient Korea delicately picking at his rice, side-eyeing the farmers slurping from bowls. Historians still argue whether chopsticks spread top-down from courts or bottom-up from villages like Lee's. Did traders like our guy carry them as a practical tool, or were they a status symbol first? You're watching this trader show off his sticks, and it feels more like necessity than flexing. Nobles don't haggle for bamboo. You're back in the village now, sitting at a communal fire. Someone's passing around a pot of stew, and everyone's using chopsticks, some better than others. There's a rhythm to it, the clack of bamboo, the soft laughter when a noodle slips. You try again, your own sticks wobbling, but getting better. The food tastes better somehow, like the effort makes it sweeter. You notice how chopsticks force you to slow down, to focus. No shoveling here. It's a small thing, but it's changing how people connect over meals. Families linger, sharing stories, showing off their stick skills. Even the kids are in on it, turning dinner into a game. The trader's long gone, but his influence lingers. You hear rumors of other villages picking up the trend, each adding their own spin, longer sticks, sharper tips. You're starting to see it. These aren't just tools. They're a way of life, spreading faster than a bad rumor. You lean back, the fire's warmth on your face, and think about how far those 2 sticks will go. Lee's probably still in his hut, oblivious to the fact that his little hack is about to outlive empires. You're trudging along a dusty trade route now, the Yellow River a distant memory, its murmur replaced by the creak of cartwheels and the chatter of merchants. The air smells of sweat and dried fish, and you're surrounded by bamboo groves swaying like nature's metronome. Those 2 sticks from Lee's kitchen aren't just village gossip anymore. They're tools, spreading like wildfire across East Asia. You're about to get up close with how these chopsticks were made, why bamboo was the star of the show, and how a simple plant became the backbone of a dining revolution. It's not just about whittling sticks, it's about crafting something that fits the hand, the meal, and the moment. You stop at a small workshop, a lean-to tucked under a canopy of trees. A craftsman, grizzled and squinting, sits cross-legged, surrounded by piles of bamboo. His knife flashes, splitting stalks with a precision that makes you jealous. He's not just hacking away, he's shaping chopsticks. Each pair smooth, balanced, about the length of your forearm. You pick one up, feeling its weight, light as a feather but sturdy. Bamboo's perfect. It grows everywhere, bends without breaking, and doesn't burn your hand when you fish out hot noodles. You watch him sand the tips, muttering about getting the grip just right. This guy's not an artist. He's a practical genius, like Lee, solving problems one slice at a time. Historically, bamboo was the go-to material for chopsticks by 1200 BC because it was abundant and easy to work with. Unlike wood, which could be heavy or prone to splintering, bamboo was smooth, durable, and grew faster than you could eat a bowl of rice. You're seeing it now, the way this craftsman picks only the straightest stalks, discarding the worked ones for firewood. He's got a system: cut, split, sand, test. You try a pair, fumbling a bit, and he laughs, not meanly, but like he's seen it 1,000 times. Takes practice, he says, tossing you another set. You're starting to get why bamboo's the MVP here. It's like nature handed humanity the perfect tool on a platter. Here's a quirky tidbit. Some early chopsticks were decorated with carvings, like tiny dragons or waves, especially for the wealthy. Imagine this craftsman's cousin, somewhere fancier, etching patterns for a noble who wants to flex at dinner. Historians still argue whether these ornate sticks were purely for show or if they had practical tweaks, like tapered tips for grabbing slippery fish. You're watching this guy's plain pairs though, and they're all business. No dragons here, just function. You wonder if he knows his work's going to outlast the bronze swords clanging in the distance. You sit by his workbench, the air thick with the grassy scent of fresh-cut bamboo. He shows you how to hold the sticks, adjusting your fingers like a patient dad. You try picking up a pebble, stand in for food, and drop it twice before nailing it. He nods, approving, and you feel like you've passed some ancient test. The process is simple but precise. Cut the bamboo young when it's flexible, split it evenly, sand it smooth. No wonder this caught on. Every village has bamboo. Every cook has a knife. You're starting to see how Lee's idea scaled up. Anyone could make these, anywhere. The craftsman hands you a finished pair, still warm from his hands. You twirl them, imagining Lee's pride if he saw this. The workshop hums with quiet focus, the kind that builds empires without a single shout. You step outside, bamboo groves rustling in the breeze, and realize this isn't just about sticks. It's about perfecting a tool that fits life itself. You tuck the chopsticks into your belt, ready to see where they go next. You're sitting at a low wooden table now, the kind that wobbles if you lean too hard, in a bustling village somewhere in the heart of the Shang dynasty. The air's thick with the aroma of soy and sizzling pork, and the clatter of bamboo chopsticks fills the room like a soft percussion. Those sticks, born from Lee's kitchen hack and perfected by roadside craftsmen, aren't just tools anymore. They're rewriting the rules of how people eat together. You're about to see how chopsticks shift the whole vibe of a meal, turning it from a quick grab and go to a shared, almost choreographed ritual. It's not just about food, it's about connection, status, and a little bit of showing off. You watch a family gathered around the table, their chopsticks clicking in a rhythm that's half skill, half swagger. The mother, deft as a swordsman, plucks a sliver of bamboo shoot from a shared dish and passes it to her kid, who's still fumbling but determined. Before chopsticks, meals were messy, hands dipping into communal pots, spoons sloshing broth. Now there's order. You notice how everyone takes turns, reaching for the center dishes with a kind of unspoken dance. Chopsticks demand focus, a slower pace. You try it, your sticks wobbling as you aim for a piece of tofu. It slips, and the kid next to you giggles. "Keep practicing," he says, like he's the master now. You laugh too. Dinner's suddenly a team sport. By the Han Dynasty, around 200 BC, chopsticks had reshaped dining etiquette across China. They weren't just practical, they set a tone. Shared dishes became the norm, with chopsticks letting people pick exactly what they wanted without making a mess. You're seeing it here. Each person's sticks dart in, precise, no one hogging the pot. It's polite, almost elegant, even in this rough village. But there's a catch. Chopsticks also drew lines. The wealthy started using fancier ones, ivory, jade, while peasants stuck to bamboo. You spot a trader at the table, his lacquered sticks gleaming, and the family eyes him with a mix of awe and envy. Class is creeping into the cutlery. Here's a quirky tidbit. Some early chopstick users believed how you held them revealed your character. Clumsy grip? Lazy soul. Too tight? Control freak. Imagine the village gossip whispering about someone's sloppy chopstick vibes like it's a personality flaw. Historians still argue whether chopsticks created new social norms or just reflected existing ones. Did they make dining more communal by forcing sharing, or did they amplify hierarchies with fancy materials? You're watching this family, Their bamboo sticks clicking in unison, and it feels like connection wins out. Rich or poor, everyone's in on the game. You lean in, trying again with your chopsticks. You snag a piece of pork this time, and the table cheers like you slayed a dragon. The food's warm, savory, and somehow tastes better because you worked for it. You notice how meals stretch longer now. People linger, swapping stories, teaching each other tricks. The kid shows you how to pivot your chopstick, and you're getting the hang of it. Chopsticks aren't just about eating. They're about patience, precision, even respect. You glance at the trader, who's now teaching the family a new grip he learned in a far-off city. Ideas are spreading, just like the sticks themselves. The fire in the corner crackles, casting shadows on the mud walls. Outside, the village hums, dogs barking, someone sharpening a knife. You realize chopsticks have done more than feed people. They've made meals a moment to savor, a chance to bond. You tuck your sticks into your sleeve, feeling oddly proud, like you're part of this quiet shift in history. You're standing on a hill, overlooking a sprawling city, the Han Dynasty in full swing, centuries after Li's kitchen epiphany. The air hums with the scent of roasted chestnuts and the distant clang of bronze forges. Below, markets bustle, and chopsticks, those simple bamboo sticks, are everywhere, from street stalls to noble feasts. They're not just tools now, they're a cultural icon, woven into the fabric of East Asia like the rivers that carve its valleys. You're about to see how these sticks became more than a dining trick, turning into a symbol of identity, skill, and even philosophy. Their legacy is alive, and you're right in the middle of it, watching history unfold over shared bowls of rice. You wander into the city, weaving through crowds where vendors hawk steaming buns and fish sizzling on grills. Every hand holds chopsticks, clicking like a chorus of tiny wooden drums. You stop at a noodle stall, the cook twirling his sticks with a flair that makes you jealous. He serves you a bowl, and you fumble with your own pair, trying to match his finesse. The noodles slip, and he smirks, kindly, but still a smirk. Chopsticks have become a badge of skill, a way to show you belong. You notice how people watch each other's technique, nodding or chuckling, like it's a silent language. These sticks, born from Li's practical hack, now carry weight beyond the table. By the Han Dynasty, chopsticks were a cultural cornerstone across China, Korea, Japan, and beyond, used for everything from slurping noodles to picking delicate herbs. They'd evolved from bamboo to materials like bone, silver, even gold for emperors. You're at a noble's banquet now, the table groaning with dishes, spiced pork, lotus root, fermented beans. The host's chopsticks are lacquered, inlaid with mother of pearl, and you can't help but compare them to the plain bamboo ones back in Li's village. Those simple sticks started a movement, but now they're a canvas for art, status, even superstition. You try lifting a slice of pear, feeling the pressure to not look like a total rookie in front of these fancy types. Here's a quirky tidbit. Some believe chopsticks could ward off bad spirits if carved with certain symbols, like fish for prosperity. Imagine a superstitious auntie insisting on fish-etched sticks to keep ghosts out of her soup. Historians still argue whether chopsticks' cultural weight came from their practicality or their symbolic power. Did their spread cement communal dining as a value, or did they just fit into existing traditions? You're watching this banquet, where every guest shares from the same dishes, and it feels like the sticks are the glue, making meals a collective act. You slip back to the market, joining a family at a low table. Their chopsticks are plain, like Li's, but the way they use them feels sacred. They share, they laugh, they correct each other's grip with gentle nudges. You try again, managing a slippery mushroom, and the youngest kid claps like you've won a prize. Chopsticks have made meals intimate, deliberate. They've outlasted dynasties, carried by hands like these, from villages to palaces. You realize Li's invention isn't just a tool, it's a thread tying people together, across centuries, across borders. As the sun dips, the city glows with lantern light, and you feel the weight of those sticks in your hand. They're small, but they've shaped how millions connect, eat, and live. You tuck them away, the market's hum fading, and let the moment settle, soft and warm. The lanterns flicker, their light softening as the night deepens. You're drifting now, the city's buzz fading into a gentle hum, like the river where this all began. Those chopsticks, born from a cook's quick thinking, have woven themselves into countless lives, from muddy villages to gleaming courts. You can almost feel the bamboo in your hands, smooth and light, carrying the weight of centuries. The clack of sticks, the laughter over shared dishes, it's all part of a quiet legacy, one that still shapes tables today. Let the market's noise slip away, the lanterns dim to a whisper. You're safe here, wrapped in the glow of a story that's carried on through time. Sleep now, dreaming of rivers and simple sticks that changed the world.